Hi everybody, happy Saturday. This is going to be probably a very short stream. I'm thinking I might not stream any more than 30-ish minutes actually. I'll probably end at what would have been my usual or my planned ending time at 9 because I'm extremely tired right now. I'm tired for a good reason. I actually had a lot of fun at BGSO's concert earlier today. It went from 2 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern. And the concert was exceptional. Baltimore Gamer Symphony Orchestra is always super good. Loved all the pieces they put on, really good stuff. But I was standing up for that entire time, filming the concert for them on one of the cameras that the WMGSO brought to help them out with that. And so I've been on my feet for a long time, and I've been not at home for a long time, and I'm extremely tired. I was debating canceling stream actually entirely and just going to sleep early. But I've got a streak going. I've been streaming every day as planned for like months now, and I don't want to end that just because I'm tired. So I had to suck it up. Still play a little bit Skies of Arcadia. So I'm here. I'm gonna play some, but it might not be a whole lot. But we'll see what progress we can make at least. So where we were last time, we were heading. That's not the right button. I always do that. We were heading to the land of Ixataka, which is like in this area, and I was trying to find some discoveries on the way. And I did find one, but I had a lot of trouble with the other two. Then I went back here because I was tired of that. Off stream, I did find some Game Shark codes so I could like turn off battles while I'm going through this segment. But we're not going to do that right now. There are a couple more discoveries on the way, plus a bunch up here in the actual area that I need to get. And then once I get them all, I need to turn back and go back to Maramba to turn the discoveries in, or else Domingo will steal them out from under me. But before we do all that, and probably all that will happen off stream or on a later stream, like we'll actually go to Ixataka next stream I do for this Skies of Arcadia. Tonight, instead, what I'm going to do is grind a little bit out here. Let me make sure that I did turn battles back on, that cheat code is not, okay, it's not active. I'm gonna grind battles a little bit out here in the Maramba area. Actually, let's go like towards Maramba so I can physically see it and be able to stop there when I'm ready. We're gonna grind here a little bit because my party is half 17, half 16, and I want everybody at 17 because I think one of the things we'll do today is do the Piastel fight. Discoveries. Okay, I can pull those up in a second after this fight. I basically have every discovery you're supposed to have at this point. Plus one of the ones out in... Have we fought these guys before? In this run? I don't think so. Not sure what they're gonna do. Let's just go for it. Well, actually, if I'm gonna do that, I should attack the one way over here. And have the rest of the team focus on the one that's not going to get hit by the Alpha Storm. Yes, this is the first Piastel fight. I could have done it before I came to Maramba, of course, but I like having my party a little bit over leveled for it because Piastel is no joke. So I wanted to get everybody to 17 first, if possible, before I went in on that. You can certainly do it earlier, but I'm trying to not have this be incredibly difficult. So I don't know how far they actually are from. Let me see if I can see that in the menu. Does it even say where she's at? Maybe open that. Right, this is what I need to look at. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. 1022, okay. And he's at 1, okay. I didn't actually see how much I got in the last fight. They're all gonna get to 18 before they get to 17. Okay, that's gonna take some time. But it's fine, we got some time. we'll just hang out here and grind for a bit. Yeah, those fights are absurd. I had so much trouble with them when I first played this version of the game. And they're still pretty difficult, but at least I know what I'm getting into this time around, so hopefully it won't be absolutely horrible. Like, I know the tactic of I got ambushed by two enemies that are just going to run. That's hilarious. Whatever, I guess. Oh, well, give me enough to just straight up do that. That was kind of cool, actually. And enough for, let's try to... I don't think that Stormbeak will actually be hurt by that. we'll see. But I do have the experience to know that in the Piazzle fight, I need to just Delta Shield every single turn, so that's something. Constant healing. Everybody at 17 will give them a little more cushion health-wise. Mostly gonna have most of the party focusing, just so like super move city. So I have the experience to know how tough it can be, but I should be okay, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. One of the rare looper fights where I actually managed to kill the looper. That is just not a thing regularly in this game until you get the item at the very, like, near the end of the game that lets you stop enemies from running. And then you can just farm loopers to your heart's content, but we're not getting that anytime soon. Here. I'm like, where was Maramba again? I just flew right past it. Want to make sure I stay in the area. Well, you know what? I can just go ahead and land and take care of it. The only reason I'm staying out here is because I want to go back to the shop here and buy some more glyphs of might, because that was another part of my tactic for the Piazzle fight, is to, and this is the shop I need for that, is to have physical items on hand. Oh, there's Rupee. Okay, I gotta fight him too. That's probably not gonna happen on stream either, but I forgot that he would be here after all the Maramba stuff. Piazzle first, and then maybe on the next Guys for Arcadia stream we'll come back and fight him first before we go to Ixataka, definitely. I think the item shop is back in this corner. Perhaps. Yes. With head smash, dude. All right, I want to buy a couple more of these. That's probably more than I need, but that's way more than I need. Well, I don't know that. Let's just go ahead. It's not going to be enough because I said that it's way more than I need, so let's play it safe and just buy more. I want to be able to pop those because I suspect I'm not going to have time to use on that note, actually, I'm not going to have time to use much magic, and all the magic I would want to cast needs to go into my super move spirit points. So I want to have a whole lot of items on hand, basically, which includes a whole lot more of these. So I'm going to be taking a lot of damage, and also a lot of these. Okay, I feel like that's a comfortable number. We'll see. Yes, I did. I cleaned Maramba out. On the last stream, I did the temple, knocked that whole thing out. Actually, I did the temple in the previous stream 2 weeks ago, but then last week I saved right before the boss, and then I did the Zillion and Bane fight and the two bosses, the actual temple boss and Beliza, like back to back. But the previous week before that, I cleared the whole region out. I mean, there's like a lot of goodies down in that down in the sewers, and one of those goodies got equipped on Drachma already. So between that stuff and what I just bought, I think I'm pretty good for the Piazzle fight, actually, which is the only reason I was staying around Maramba. So, well, I'll still stay in the area because this is where I want to grind. If I go back to mid-ocean and try and grind, obviously I'm not going to get any XP, so we will still have to stay out here for a little bit, but at least I have what I need to itemize, I think, before I do the fight. And this time, when I get into a fight, I'm actually going to pay attention to how much XP I get, so I know how much left to grind before we do this. Oh, I hate these guys, but at least it put me in this this ambush, so that's something. I guess I will start with Alpha Storm in this direction and have them all focus this guy. Maybe I should have Alpha Stormed on the other side because there was like 4 of them. We'll see how it goes. South Ocean might get more, as in like the starting area. are portions of the South Ocean that I haven't gone. Oh, maybe you're talking about the I forgot about the portion of the ocean that you can like let's just Alpha Storm them again. I think if I hit that direction, I should get them all. Right. I would probably get more XP there, yeah. God, I hate that area with the tornadoes. I was suffering last stream, getting into constant fights because I was trying to find the stupid discoveries on the way. And then eventually I gave up and I was like, I will do this later. You are right that I would probably get more XP there. Let me see how much I get here. Also, hi Sungalaxy, how's it going? Captain Ahab is back, yes. Yeah, I did the temple fights last dungeon. Yeah, I'm only getting... Okay, that's... As much as I don't want to go back there, that is probably the right play. Thank you for the suggestion. Let's go there and suffer. Once I get the whole party to 17, though, I'm gonna turn on my cheats and turn off battles just so I can get out. I suppose it'll be less annoying, admittedly, because I'm here on purpose to fight instead of trying to get discoveries and getting distracted by fights, which is completely different. Hey Biggerview, how's it going? I'm also suffering a little bit because I have to look at my phone for chat, because for some reason chat is not currently working on my OBS. It's just like an empty screen for some reason. I usually have chat up on my phone because I need to be able to ban the occasional bot who is trying to sell followers or whatever. Right. Let's start with that one. And we have to Delta Shield every turn because these guys can cast Eternum, which is what really annoys me here. Oh yeah, I got the I did get the beak discovery. Did I actually? No, I got the rock that travels in a weird direction discovery, so I guess I'll look for the beak while I'm out here. I didn't want to go any farther though. Because I know there's another discovery that's just on the western edge of the tornadoes, and it's close enough that like that counts as entering actual Ixataka territory, which initiates plot cutscenes that I didn't want to do yet. But I can try and find the beak rock while I'm out here. Oh yeah, Sungalaxia, you the last stream, so you missed like one stream because I went in and basically, or maybe two actually. Yeah, I guess you missed two in that case because I went in and wow, I did like no damage to most of them, but the loopers are going at least. I stopped at the entrance of that dungeon like 2 weeks ago, and then I spent 1 week exploring most of the dungeon and got up to the boss and saved there, and then the next week I did the Ziblin Bane fight and the 2 bosses in a row. So I guess you missed 2 streams in that case because we basically knocked out the entirety of the dungeon. So now we are story-wise, we're supposed to go to the next region, which is like at the end of all these tornadoes, but I am instead... Okay, yeah, if you saw the inside of the dungeon, you only missed 1 stream. The stream where I basically did all the boss fights. But here tonight, because I wanted to do a relatively short stream, instead of going to Ixataka, I'm just going to go do a side fight. One of the side fights that they added to this GameCube version, which is potentially going to be difficult. We'll see how it actually goes. Why am I doing that when I have so much spear points? Let me just actually do some... Let me do some nonsense here. No, let's do this. They can take that one out. She still needs to Delta Shield, because they will just cast the tournament if I don't do that, and that will be that. Drachma can tackle the one with more health. That's the play. The moment you don't Delta Shield, they will Eternum and they will kill somebody. I'm not risking it. After so many years of playing Final Fantasy XIV, where 99% chance of getting an HQ item actually means 0% chance, I know better than to risk. Alright, let's see how much XP I'll get from this. It should be a whole lot more. Maybe not a lot. Okay, 50 points. That's not bad. Drachma has so much to go though. Ugh, okay. This is gonna be like 10 fights out here. It's actually gonna be kind of annoying. I'm not sure which one is the Beak Rock. I'll have to keep poking. But if we're gonna be out here for 10 fights, then yeah, might as well definitely look for it on the way. At least it's 10 fights here and not 20 fights in Maramba. That was definitely the right call. Thank you, DigiSage, for that suggestion. These rocks all look the same, which doesn't help. Just like not sure which one it is. And we will head in that direction, hope for the best. I'm definitely trying in this run to get every single discovery before Domingo does. So the tactic of finding every discovery you can before you enter like a town, in this case before I go to Horteca, I would get every single discovery between here and Ixataka. Then I would go all the way back to Maramba to turn them all in, just to make sure I get them. Oh, hi. Greetings from Spain. You love Skies of Arcadia. You did like 9 in December to this game because you missed 3 or 4 discoveries. Oh, and my Slat Sword. This is not my first time playing by any means. I played this game on the original Dreamcast, and I actually broke my Dreamcast disc reader because I got so tired of the horrible encounter rate that I actually did the tactic of, like, when you hear the disc start to spin up, you open the disc tray. You shouldn't do that. Turns out that like breaks your Dreamcast over time if you keep doing that. So I broke my Dreamcast, had to get another one. And then I played this GameCube version when it came out originally, and it's so much better. Like, the quality of life improvements were great. So this is probably something like my 5th time playing this game all the way through. It's such a classic. I love this game so much. It's full of tropes, good and bad. Especially what I like to call vaguely racist bops, which they sure are a thing. And yet, despite that, I enjoy the music in this game tremendously because it's so classic and brings back so many fond memories. So yeah, totally understand why you love it, because it's such a great game. Definitely never play the original Dreamcast version when you have an option. Definitely only play Legends. The original version is just oof. I have more than enough to tackle this, so we'll just finish that way. Also, I'm really glad that they added the Piathal fights to the Legends version. Fights themselves, they're rough. I can take them or leave them technically, but I really like the backstory they added, because all those fights explain like the history of the main antagonist of this game, which was a question I always had in the original Dreamcast version. I was like, why did he actually turn evil the way he did? And it was nice for this game, for this version to give you that backstory, so I appreciated that a lot. Despite the fact that you had to go through really tough fights to find that out. That better have been the one, because of course it would throw me into a battle right before I was going to discover it if that was the case. Ugh. Oh, I need to... They're not too bad off. I will need to heal them eventually, but they're fine for now. Oh yeah, a remake would be great. A new version, adding new weapons, adding outfit skins. Yeah, I would love a post game. Yeah, I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles X. So my usual schedule each week is Skies of Arcadia on Saturday, Genshin Impact on Tuesday, and Xenoblade Chronicles X on Thursdays and Sundays. And XCX is one of those games that actually gives you like a post game. You beat chapter 12, which I'm actually going to be doing tomorrow. Oh, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. You beat the game, you beat chapter 12, and then you land in what is essentially a post-completion world where there's a whole bunch of new side quests that deal with the fallout of you completing the main story of the game. and every single NPC has like new content or new dialogue. It's great. I wish a whole lot more RPGs did that. And I would love that from this game. All we really got from this game was just the credit sequence, which tells you where everybody was at, which it's a nice credit sequence. But did I actually make her? Yes, I did. Just checking. But it's not the same. Having actual post game is a great thing. I would love that. Oh yeah, that would be really cool actually. Yeah, it's a shame they didn't actually have alternate outfits. I feel like the glam options would be fantastic in this game. So many old RPGs didn't have the power or the space to do that, so I understand why the original didn't. But yeah, a re-release would be fun to have that. Oh, Sega releasing really new the copyright. That is exciting, and a nothing burger in equal measures, because I know nothing will come out of it. I wanna have hope, but I'm sure all they're doing that for is just to make sure they still have the copyright so they can do something with it later. And by do something, probably just re-release the game again. For example, GameCube game's about to be on Switch 2. It would be nice if Sega re-released this game on Switch 2 as part of like the GameCube collection. That would actually be great. That would get more people into this game. But I feel like that's the only thing they would bother doing. Sega's a pretty good company. Like, I like what they've been doing in recent years with their with all their stuff. But this game is not like a Dragon game. They're not going to put that much effort into it, so I don't expect a remake at all anytime soon. Maybe up here? No. Wonder where this thing is. Oh, that would be great. Oh yeah, the crossover potential is great. They should have, if nothing else, they could have like a whole bunch of stuff from Valkyria Chronicles that they could put in. I feel like it would make a lot of sense to pull some of that. That's a series I never played, but obviously I paid attention when the entire cast of this game showed up in that one. Unfortunately, the only like Valkyria Chronicles and Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed was like the only new Skies of Arcadia content we've gotten in the last 15 years. Which Sonic and All-Stars was actually real. Like that, I keep joking, and it's not a joke. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed was the best Mario Kart until Mario Kart 8 came out. It's a really fun game. And I love Vice was like my main character in that game when I was racing. I would always just play as him. And that stage was so much fun. All the characters showing up, the environment, the Gaussian Empire like attacking your home base in the middle of the stage, and the stage changing, and you having to drive and fly in different areas because of that. That was really cool. Oh, that's Aika and the Asuka outfit. That is just perfect. I love that idea. It's also a no-brainer, and also Evangelion is just like all over the place now. Obviously it's an absolute classic, but like there's a lot of Evangelion crossovers happening in the video game sphere right now, so it makes sense. Where are we at? We have 2 left. I have not enough to do both and still Delta Shield, so he will just have to attack as usual. But you can tackle the other guy. The one downside of farming here for XP is having a Delta Shield every turn, so Aika can't do anything, which slows the battle down slightly, but I'm getting more XP in exchange, so more than I would get if I were farming a Maramba, so can't complain too much. Dime with Chris Redfield's outfit. I like that too. But now I'm imagining Dime punching a boulder, which is the most ridiculous mental image. Thanks for that. I kind of hate that that's what I remember from... I've played many of the Resident Evil games. I never actually played 5 or 6. And I haven't played 7 or 8 either, because 4 was basically like the last major game I played. And Code Veronica was the first, so I've actually played very little Resident Evil, but I was still a fan of the series and still regularly like ingested the series essentially. Whoop, I'm gonna get close to that. That's one I already found. Maybe it's this one. Yes, I did pick up his weapon in Maramba. Cleared out the sewers and also made purchases at the store, so we're all good on that point. Oof, still have to just... I need to check in and see how close the team is to leveling up, because once I hit 17 for Drachma specifically, then I'm turning on the cheat code to turn off battles temporarily, and then I'm out of here. I suppose if I was going to use cheats, I could have just found a cheat code to increase my XP, but it's fine. I'm only turning off battles because I hate battles when I'm trying to navigate the stupid South Ocean tornadoes. Otherwise, I'm fine with just leaving them on all game long. I'm used to the grind. It's an RPG. Let's do that one. Well, I was planning on any stream at 9, but at this point, by 9, I will probably just be starting to maybe get people to 17. So, and I do want to try and fight Piazzle tonight, so we'll be going for a little bit longer. Oh yeah, Upper Sky is like so great. That's like in game practically. Well, it's not in game. It's just a little like 2/3 of the way into the game, but it's so good. Until then, we gotta suffer, but suffering gets experience. So, and even after that, you still do need to like regularly drop down in choice locations to make sure you're getting regular XP to keep your party leveled. So. Can't get out of it permanently. But at least when you're at that point in the game, there's like specific places you can choose that will get you more bang for your buck, so. Alright, I'm gonna use some Sakri boxes after this fight. I've been taking some chip damage, but they're fine, but let's get them up. All right. He's actually taking a lot. Let's give him another one. Okay, that's good for now. Played RE0 original remake, 2 original, 3 original, Code Veronica remaster. That's like the entire series, basically. Want to play Dead Aim, 2 and 3 remake, Umbrella Chronicles. This is not it. I guess we keep going. I'm stuck. Darkstar Chronicles Outbreak 1 and 2. Yeah, that's a lot of Resident Evil. Most of those games I never played. I very thoroughly read the plot on because I was a RE lore hound back in the day. But the only actual games I played was pretty much Code Veronica and 4. I love both. I could never go back to tank controls now. But I am kind of interested in eventually playing the remakes though of 2 and 3, and I suppose 4. I feel like 4, it is a remake, but 4 was already like a much more modern game than 2 and 3, so I'm less excited about trying that out eventually, whereas 2 and 3 really needed the remake process applied to it. So only some people's chats are appearing on stream. I know why that's happening. I had to research that because that problem was happening to a friend of mine who watches the stream on rare occasion, and he pointed it out for the first time. And then I realized that problem was happening to me on another friend's stream. And it turns out it's because of an issue with the stream elements, not just the chat box I'm using, but stream elements chat entirely. So in Twitch, you can set your own badge next to your name. And in that same menu, you can set a default color for your name. If you do not set a default color for your name in Twitch, and somebody like me who has the Stream Elements chat bot set to use the default Twitch color, then Stream Elements won't know what color to use, and it will just not show your text at all. It's the stupidest thing. I hate it. I don't understand why Stream Elements hasn't just coded their system so that if it can't find a default Twitch color for the username, that it just picks a random one. That's so stupid. There's a fix for this. Speaking as somebody that only codes on rare occasion, and so I can't say for certain as like an actual proper developer, I'm still pretty sure they could fix this if they just sat down and did it, and nobody has yet. So, so that's the fix. I apologize if your chat isn't appearing on screen. It's because you haven't set your default color for your username on the Twitch side. It's so stupid. On the Stream Elements side, I could set it so that it doesn't use default colors at all, but then everybody's name shows up like gray, which looked kind of ugly when I tried it, so I decided not to do that. You would love Arcadia live action films, but closer to the... Oh, yeah. I think... I have respect for the live action Resident Evil films for what they did, but if you are an actual Resident Evil game fan, those films were not good. They were okay. They were actually really good action films in general. But boy, did they not respect the source material. Oh, jeez. Man, I'm not gonna call it a travesty. Like I said, they were solid. If you just sit down and watch the original Resident Evil film because you have nothing to do for like 2 hours, that's actually a good watch. But oof, I would also love to see an actual Resident Evil film that showed respect to the source material in a way those did not. All right, this is apparently not Beak Rock. I can't even get around to check. Oh, we're on the other side. I couldn't tell where I was going. So we'll keep going here. I feel like we're too far at this point. Actually, I can check that. I keep hitting the wrong button every time I go in the stupid menu. And then I get into a battle before I can open the map. It's two of them? Okay. It has been very interesting playing this version of the game. So you've probably already noticed, but I am playing what's called an undub, which is where somebody takes the game, they take the North American released version of the game with the English localization, and they put the Japanese audio back into it. People do this occasionally for games that didn't get releases in the West with the Japanese option to listen to the audio that way. And it's an interesting way to replay the game with some differences. Why did I do that? Why didn't I tackle? It's fun. I thought it would be a cool way to re-experience the game because I've played this game 4 or 5 times now, but I'd never experienced it with Japanese audio, and I thought it'd be cool to, as much as I love the English audio, it is very of its time. In the same way that Castlevania Symphony of the Night audio is very of its time. Although I think the voice actors did a better job in this game. Hey, finally. But I still wanted to check out the Japanese version because I'd never experienced that, and it's been fun. I've liked experiencing the characterization because like you hear Fina's voice lines in Japanese, you hear Aika's, you hear Vice's, and you can like instantly tell what kind of characters they are, because they already match up so well to like anime stereotypes, and the voices just really drive that home in a way that they don't in the English localization, as charming as that was. So it's been a fun way to re-experience the game. I've been having fun with it. You like the first and the second, lightly welcome Raccoon City, just because the idea of mixing RE1 and 2 stories was good, but they just made errors like adding comedy in some scenes that should be creepy. Yeah, that's That's a Paul W. Sanderson staple. That happened all the time in the Monster Hunter movie. Changing so much the personality and body of the character. Yeah. Yeah. The characters who came from the games were just literally completely different characters with the same name. Leon Kennedy was... Wow, Leon Kennedy. There's just no consistency with the characterization, and what you want to see from the games, you just don't get that respect. Let's see, you'll do that. Actually, let me tackle the Looper. Some games are better than Japanese stuff, and some, yeah. Oh, interesting. That was not a game I played. There are definitely some games I prefer. As you might have guessed by the name of my channel, I'm a very huge Final Fantasy XIV fan. I've been playing the game for 8 years now, since the Post Heavensward patches. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It is one of the... It's not one of the few games I would say. There's a lot of games that have really good English voice acting. Genshin Impact's English cast is really fantastic for the most part. I love Final Fantasy XIV's English cast. I play the game in Japanese, but the English voice cast is really, really, really good in 14. After they replaced the entire voice cast in Heavensward. The cast was not so good before that. Midfilia in particular was just oof. Okay, not that one. But the current day Final Fantasy XIV voice cast is just... in English is excellent. Like one of the best voice casts I've heard in video games. So yeah, there are definitely some games that have really, really good English voice casts that I could highly recommend. But not every game works out like that. There are definitely some games which the Japanese casts are just like significantly better. Don't remember the voice actor name that dubbed the protagonist, but interesting. Oh, that's too many of these guys. Ugh. Okay. Well, we'll just take them out slowly, I guess. Nothing else, I'll be a lot of XP. Did anyone say Legend of Dragoon? I don't think anybody said that. Hi, Hamagamano. How's it going? Tales of Cecilia had a good English dub. I've heard that Tales games have been good about that. Symphonia is actually the only game in that series I played, and I never even came close to beating it. I had a good time. I was in my literally GameCube. The GameCube era had me playing a lot of stuff and trying games out that I didn't stick with over time. I remember actually having a lot of fun with Symphonia, and I just didn't have the time at the time to finish it. I never really went back and tried another Tales game, which is kind of a shame because they seem like they would be a lot of fun and up my alley. But nowadays I have less time, and I spend much of that time playing Final Fantasy XIV and Genshin Impact and Destiny 2 and Honkai Star Rail. And what am I doing playing that many MMORPGs and gachas? I literally have no excuse for not having any time because it's entirely my fault. Let's do this and Delta Shield, and she can attack the next one. And I want to have him tackle one with full health. Oh yeah, thank you for popping in, Did you Sage? I appreciate you showing up. It's fun to chat. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Legend of Dragoon, Legend of Legaia, Water Arms, Arcadia. Yeah, there were a lot of good RPGs in that timeline. Many of which I did not play, but I have a lot of friends that played a lot of them, and they gave me the details, and I've sort of always had them in my backlog and just never got around to them. But a lot of good RPGs, a lot of people that were just trying new things in that era with interesting results. I'm hoping many of these guys will give me the XP I need to take Drachma over the edge. I don't know how much we'll get out of this. Four left, okay. We'll keep Delta shielding. At this point, they might as well attack the same one. PS1 JRPGs were a huge part of your childhood teen days. Yeah. That era was my RPG era. I feel like there's a lot of the games mentioned in chat already that I didn't play, but despite that, like, that was the era where I played the most RPGs. Obviously Final Fantasy 7 through 9. I never played 10. 10 was like the last Final Fantasy I played that wasn't an online one. Sorry, 9 was the last one I played that wasn't an online one. I missed 10, I missed 12, 13, all of 13's. The many different 13 games. Did not play 15. I do own 16 because that was also made by the Final Fantasy 14 Heavensward developers, but I have yet to start it. Have not had time. It's too much Final Fantasy 14. But I did play a lot of those games back then, and there's just like so many RPGs in that era. It's just like that was just a huge genre back then. Dark Cloud is one game that I've not played, but I watched. I went to VGM Con a couple years ago and watched my friend's son play golf in a dungeon in Dark Cloud 2. We spent the night watching his son playing golf in a dungeon in that game. That sure was something. That was an experience. I had a good time. I was having a good time at VGM Con though. That was interesting. Mana Tales of Last Remnant. Oh, Last Remnant. I've forgotten about that game. Blue Dragon, Last Story, Batten Kaitos, Lost Odyssey, Eternal Sonata, Phantasy Star. Yeah, such good games. Batten Kaitos developers made... What other game did they made another game that I love tremendously that I did play, and I forget. But they made Batten Kaitos before they did that. And I've completely forgotten what that was. I did not play the Genesis Phantasy Star games, but I did play a tremendous amount of Phantasy Star Online. I bought that game on Dreamcast. I mostly played it solo. I did not do the online aspect to it at all until years and years and years later. But I never played Phantasy Star Online Universe. I did play a little bit of Phantasy Star Online 2 when it came out on PC 2 years ago. Oh, got a Moonberry. Oh, I forgot to check them out. That was the thing I was going to do ages ago. Okay, this... I think what I'm looking for is like somewhere in this direction. A little further up, a little south. You know, Kuni was one of those ones that a lot of my friends played and told me it was incredible. I never got around to playing it, but they had nothing but good things to say about it. I forgot to heal. It's fine. They're fine. Oh, Golden Sun. I started Golden Sun Dark Dawn on DS, or was that 3DS? I can't remember. Did not get more than an hour into it, which is a shame. I was just not feeling the beginning of it for some reason. And that's despite the fact that I played Golden Sun 1 and 2 to absolute completion. I loved those games so much. I think it's too bad Golden Sun never got a third game. Yeah, what am I talking about? There's no... Dark Dawn doesn't... I don't even know where that name came from. Yeah, I fell off of RPGs at that point because turn-based is a little bit boring to me, which is funny to say because I'm literally playing a turn-based RPG right now. I know a lot of people don't like the action way that Final Fantasy has gone into, but generally for me nowadays, I tend to get a bit bored by turn-based anything, and I can only really get into it when it's like a case like this where it's a game that's super heavy on the nostalgia. So that's why it's been difficult for me to play a lot of those games. For example, of the list you're talking about that you're still you're naming so many good games, Bravely Default. I did attempt Bravely Default 1. I got about 2 hours into the game. It's a gorgeous design game. I actually really liked the plot as it started. I was very intrigued. I was very interested. I wanted to keep playing, but I'm just like not in the type of mental capacity, mental space to enjoy turn-based RPGs nowadays, which is a shame. which is another reason why all those games are on the backlog and I haven't sat down to play, because I know that like if I play them now, in my capacity of being bored by turn-based titles, that I might not enjoy them. So I'm not sure I want to risk them. So it's a tough spot to be in. It's unfortunate. You played GS1 and 2 a million times, so you're so looking forward to the third game. And what we got? Yeah. Oof. I'd heard some of the stories, but also, like I said, I never got more than an hour in, so I didn't experience any of that. So I didn't actually know how bad people considered it. So this is that's really unfortunate to read. That's a shame. It's not dead yet. Excuse you. That's fine. That looper is still alive, so let's see if we can get a tackle off. Sure, it was a fine game if you never played the OGs. But also in that case, why bother playing? Because it was literally a direct sequel starring several of the characters' kids. I guess people could get into it. It literally, if it's their kids and it's like a new generation, so there's enough open-endedness that you can be like, I'm just gonna start with this, and I should be able to understand as I go. So I can see that. But like by the same token, you'd be missing out on so much if you didn't play the previous two. So I guess that was the problem with the game. People didn't want to pick up a third game where they hadn't played the previous ones because they didn't have the experience. The people that did play the previous ones probably hated it. So just probably an overall very bad combination for the devs. But that was entirely their fault if they just put out a bad game. So like, what can you do? Just max them out while we're here. Oh. Was it pretty much just like Isaac in the beginning and that was it? That's a real shame. I'm like stuck on this rock. Oh wow, that sucks. Okay, this should be the last battle I need. I think Drachma should hit 17 as a result of this one. Oh, come on. That's rude. The entire rant ready to go anytime about this game. She's that's quite okay. I can totally get the vibe though. That's when you just hate something from the bottom of your soul, you don't want to get trapped in letting that hate loose, because then you'll just be stuck all night. Just stewing in your hate. Oh, Grandia. What a name. Grandia 2. I never beat Grandia 2. Another game when I was playing like all the RPGs on Dreamcast that I played and loved, and I got most of the way through the game, but I never finished it, and that's a real shame. That's one I should go back to, because it is turn-based, but I also still have nostalgia for it, and especially for its soundtrack. So I should definitely give that one a try. I think I will have fun if I go back to that one. Kingdom Hearts I never touched. I'm very close friends with a lot of people who are like huge Kingdom Hearts fans, and they have streamed the entire series, and I had fun watching their streams. But I never played the games myself, interestingly. Yeah, I never played Grandia 1. Grandia 2 was my first, so far, only Grandia game. It was very charming. I really liked it. I remember it came out like roughly the same time as Skies of Arcadia, so I didn't play it initially because I played Skies first, and I was annoyed that people like tried to compare them. But then I eventually gave it a try, and I was like, oh, this is really good. That sounds about right. All right, we're free. No random battles, check marked. Now let me get out of here. I need to go back east. Oh, hello, giant rock. That's the one we already got. It's so calm when you don't have battles. Bless old Game Shark codes. I'm just gonna leave battles off until I get to the Piazzale fight. We're at the right spot. Let's just not bother. Grandia 1's interesting. It's extremely long. Grandia 1 was PS1, wasn't it? If I remember correctly. Yeah, because 2 was obviously Dreamcast, and I think, did 2 get a... I feel like 2 got a PS2 port. And obviously it's on Steam now. Which is another thing. Why is Skies of Arcadia on Steam? Or why is Grandia 2 on Steam and Skies of Arcadia is not? Sega, what are you doing? Oh. Hey, Big Sound, how's it going? Xenogears. Xenogears is another game that I've always wanted to play and never got around to. I don't know why I stopped here. I have healing items I can just use. I have like so many of them. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. Let's go back out. Let's save. We will save out here in the skies, and then we will go to Piastel. She's somewhere in this direction. But I have a range of all the Xeno games are actually in the Chrono Trigger universe. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm very interested in maybe one day, possibly, if I can get over my issue with turn-based RPGs. Of playing both Xenogears and the Xenosaga trilogy, because I played every Xenoblade game. Love the entire Xenoblade series, all 4 of them, including X, which, like I said, I'm currently replaying. We'll be finishing chapter 12. Let me turn battles back on in case that screws up with this, and let me also save it. I will be finishing chapter 12 of Xenoblade Chronicles X, what was the original story before the definitive edition came out, tomorrow, on tomorrow's stream. But I loved that game 10 years ago when I first played it, and I love the entire rest of the series. 1, 2, and 3, just all great games I love. 2 was problematic in many ways, but I still love it. But I've never played Xenogears or Xenosaga, and I would love to see what Tetsuya Takahashi's inspirations for Xenoblade came from. I would love to play like the original games and understand, like, see the original versions of those ideas that he put in the Xenoblade series. I think that would be fun. So I really want to play Xenogears and Xenosaga eventually. But who knows when I'll get to that. You're the one that put out that black spot and called me out here? Piastel. She's really cool, actually. Yes, you're correct. You've been quite the popular air pirate around these parts lately, you know. However, I cannot sit idly while air pirates fly the skies freely and do as they please. My name is Piastel. I'm a bounty hunter, and I specialize in finishing off air pirates. I'm feared amongst even the most hardened air pirates. They've dubbed me the Angel of Death. And the angels come for you, Vice. Wow, imagine that. We've actually become famous enough to have real bounty hunters come after us. Don't grow up, Vice. It's not a good thing when bounty hunters start coming after you, especially ones called the Angel of Death. You seem confident. Perhaps you truly are as strong as they say. I suppose this is why you've been able to stand toe-to-toe with Valua. However, you're still just an air pirate. I'll send you and your mangy crew to the bottom of the clouds. Oh, the Japanese voice for Piastel. Okay. She sounds like she would in Japanese. Alright, let's see how this goes. Alright. Since I don't know what's gonna happen, let's focus, Delta Shield. Focus. Spirit Charge. Maybe I should have defended, actually, for everybody who was not. But I do need to get some spirit points. Okay, that wasn't too bad. It's gonna get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot worse. All right, let's see. What do I want to do? Let's use a Glyph of Might on Drachma. She will Delta Shield, like she literally always has to do every single turn in this stupid fight. You can focus again, and you can tackle the Death Hound, because we need to take the thing out first. If I remember correctly. I'm actually not sure that we should take out the Death Hound first. Tempest Dance is what does all the damage. That will nearly kill everybody else. Which might be why defending is so important for everybody that's not like Vice and Drachma. So I will have to consider that. In fact, I think I'm going to start doing that. Play it safe. Oh, that's like nothing. All right, it's gonna take a while. Let's see. How much does his Cutlass Fury do in exchange? Probably less, but I'm still curious. You have enough to Delta Shield. We'll have her start defending, and he can use a. Actually, I should probably still have Drachma be the one doing the, because he's the one that I use the Glyph of Mites on. So, anyway, Sagra's Crystal. Well, she's not Tempest Dancing, so that's something. I love it when they both cast spells. It's like a free turn. That's great. Yeah, we should have Drachma continue to do that. He will do more damage. It's still going to take a while, but he will do more damage, so. Alright, so you can focus. You can Delta Shield. You can defend. And we actually have enough to tackle again, so excellent. Absolutely. I feel like that doesn't quite line up, but like whatever. Headcanon rules all. Saw Arctolad mention in chat. I played none of that. I did hear good things about that series too, though, but not played a single one of those games. Oh, could you not? It's fine, he's just focusing. Yeah, it's true. Didn't Fina appear in that one too? I think she was like not named like Vice and Ica was, but she did appear in it, I think. If I remember correctly. Oh, you can't focus. Wow, okay. Fine. Let's use a Curia Crystal. That's rude. Delta Shield. No, you guard. And you use a Sacrifice Crystal on yourself. I guess the downside of this fight, it's going to take a while, no matter what. Even if you have a tactic. Oh, thank goodness I had Delta Shield. Do not like that. All right, now he can focus again. That's good. Really? Well, that does explain my vague memories of why I needed to take the Death Hound out first. Because we got to stop that nonsense. Okay. Continue to focus. Continue to Delta Shield. Continue to guard. And I think 4 more tackles should do it for that guy. At the rate I'm going, it looks... I'd say nice, but the Hound will heal that. I picked up a lot of moonberries, and it occurs to me I probably could have given Drachma like a more powerful super move and didn't even think about it. Just means we'll have to do this the long way. But we'll do it eventually. We're doing damage, and we're doing good damage. It's just taking a while. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a long one. I think at this point, this probably will end up being a roughly 2-hour stream, which is like my normal stream time. And admittedly, I was extremely tired when I started stream because of the BGSO concert, which I should chat about actually. But I'm less tired now because I love this game and it's fun playing it. So I like got hype getting back into it. I need to do some heals. You can do that, Vice. You're not doing anything. Just use a regular Sacred Crystal. You Delta Shield. You guard. And we have more than enough to tackle again, so. Yeah. Yeah, the reason I said this was going to be a short stream was because the Baltimore Gamer Symphony Orchestra had, they're doing their spring concert series. They had one concert today. I was like, no damage. 175. Wow, good job, Bina. They do 2 concerts every season. 2 different weeks in a row. One was today, the next one will be next Friday. It's the same concert, but they have it on 2 days so that anybody who didn't make the first one can make the second one. So I was out in Baltimore for that. I myself am a member of the Washington Metropolitan Gamer Symphony Orchestra, who I'm actually going to shout out really quickly, which I have to do during using my phone because of the stupid broken OBS shout. There we go. WMGSO, Washington Metropolitan Gamer Symphony Orchestra, is a local orchestra to me. It's in the Maryland, the Southern Maryland, Northern Virginia, Washington D.C. area. They are a 150 member orchestra that pretty much only plays video game music, arranged mostly by members of the orchestra. And they've been running for a decade now, going for a long time. Follow them if you'd like. We have our own concert next week, Saturday, which in fact means I won't be able to stream Skies of Arcadia Saturday because I will be at that concert like all day. So actually going into Ixtacaka will have to be 2 weeks from today. But we were not the first GSO in existence. The first GSO was the University of Maryland's GSO, founded by Michelle Ng. But a lot of UMD GSO members graduated from the University of Maryland and were like, we want to keep doing this, but the school won't let us do this if we're not attending the school anymore. So let's just make a GSO. And so the WMGSO was founded. GSOs as a concept kind of took off after that because a lot of people saw the UMD GSO and the WMGSO were like, hey, we should have Gamer Symphony Orchestras in our own locations too. So the end result is that there's a lot of GSOs now. Baltimore came up with one. And there's actually a good amount of cross-pollination. There's several people in the Baltimore Game City Orchestra, and like people who are in both BGSO and WMGSO. I don't know how they have the time. There's a lot of GSOs that have started up in other locations too, in addition to Baltimore. Like that's 3 in this area alone. But you now have. We'll have to spirit charge for him. Twin Cities just started up a GSO. There's a couple of people in the Philadelphia area who are trying to start one. Reno has a GSO. Yeah, GSOs are like all over the place now. It's great. I love more people playing video game music as like community-run orchestras. It's an amazing concept, and I'm glad it's taken off over the decade. But to go back to what was going on, Baltimore had theirs today. They'll have theirs today. But they had theirs today. They'll have the exact same concert a second time on Friday. But me and about 3 other members of the WGSO attended their concert today to help them film it. We've sort of started as of recently doing like a cross-pollination thing where we help each other out. Some of their members will come to our concert next Saturday to help stream it, which is why I'm suggesting you all follow WGSO, because we'll be streaming that entire concert next Saturday. I believe the downbeat is at 6 p.m.? I can't remember if it's 6:30 or 7 p.m. Eastern. But somewhere around that 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern time, we will have our WMGSO concert, so feel free to follow. Thank you for following me. Appreciate that.
I'd rather flex my muscles.
We'll focus again. She'll Delta Shield. You can continue to guard. This guy's almost dead. Yeah. But in addition to them coming to help us stream our concert next week, we've started also going to their concert, one of their 2 concerts each season, to help them film it. They don't stream their concerts, but they do film it to put on YouTube later. So that's what I was doing today. I was manning one of the cameras at their concert. Really enjoying myself because their concerts are always so good. But that meant I was standing on my feet for hours and hours and hours manning a camera today. So I was very tired, and I was not expecting to do a full 2-hour Skies of Arcadia stream, but I forgot how long the Piastol fight takes. So we are going to be here for the long haul until she's down. But at least we took out that guy, so we're making progress. Drachma is... You need a Sacros Crystal. Yeah, we will continue to Delta Field. I will continue to guard, because that Tempest Dance will eventually... She'll go after Fina at some point, and I don't want to risk Fina dying. But now you can start tackling her. She won't get heals from the dog. Hopefully this won't take too much longer. I forget how many Piastol fights are in this Legends version of the game. I think it's 4? Oof. And of course Fina can't guard at all because she's Delta shielding every time, but it's fine. As long as I hit her with this, I'll hit her with a Sacros and a Sacri in this turn, just to be sure. All right, it's gonna take like 8 of those to take her out too. Oh, this is gonna take forever. You do a Sacros. Actually, they both went after her, so there's nothing for it. It probably doesn't matter in that case. Let's see, Sacros. You Delta Shield again. You Sacri. And Spirit Charge. The problem is going to come if neither of them can get heals on her before Piastol goes again, and if Piastol decides to attack her again, then we're kind of screwed. Oh, thank goodness. Love that. All right, we're good. The Sacred Crystal might not have been necessary, but I figured better safe than sorry. Just to guarantee her getting back to max. Play it safe. All right. 19. That's enough. Let's speed this up a little bit. You can continue to guard. We won't be able to tackle this turn as a result of it, but that's more damage in one turn, so it should hopefully take a little bit less to clear this out. Look at that damage. It's also fun playing this with the Japanese audio, so you hear him yell when it says Cutlass Fury at the top of the screen. It's so weird. I probably should have been doing this the whole time, actually. Like, when I got enough points, I should have Cutlass Fury and tackled in the same turn, but too late now. Oh yeah, look at that. That was great. But of course now it's going to take a while to build back up. That and that and that. We're almost there. A couple more turns. Oh, who's she going for? Mina or Aika again? She really loves going after Aika. That's on purpose. Realistically, I should have tried to put better something on her. Nothing I can do about it now. Let's see. Tiger's Crystal. Delta Shield again. Sacri Crystal. And that'll be more than enough for all of them. And you might as well tackle again. So we got enough SP for it. Curse me, I should have put a Glyph of Might on her too. That would have... Good. I don't think she ever does Tempest Dance twice in a row. I may be wrong about that. I may be completely wrong. I'm trying to go back on like 15-year-old memories. That might be completely off base. But at least in this battle so far, she hasn't done that, which is... That's not full. Oh, wow. Okay. We will actually need to, maybe I should start double Sacris crystals for the rest of this fight, just in case. Since he cannot tackle again... Well, no, he should charge. I will just do this. Oh, he can tackle again. Okay. That means this might actually finish it off. Maybe. Nice. Love that. It's ridiculous that I'm actually happy when I see the insta death spell get cast, but if she does that, I know she's not going to Tempest Dance. Hey, there we go. Good game. Nice try. We'll fight you again like 3 more times before the end of this game. Excellent. Yeah, isn't she just like... Her Japanese voice is just incredibly Yamada Nadeshiko. Just like straight up. She's exactly the kind of character you would expect when you hear that voice and you're used to Japanese media. The tropes are just so in play. She's the Sonic haircut. Ah, she does have the Sonic haircut. But also like the spines directly down the back. So not like the... So it's like the Sonic mid-90s cartoons haircut. Not even like the Sonic Adventure. Like the specific spines down the back. Anyway. How could this be? How could I lose to a lowly air pirate? I'm sorry, but I'm a tad too young to die just yet. Come back in maybe 50 or 60 years. I might be ready to keel over by then. But in the meantime, we're going to continue sailing. I think it's time for you to get back to your own ship. Ugh. Oh, that scar. The one on your cheek. And your goggles. Huh? What are you mumbling about now? Can't be. No, I'd recognize you anywhere. It is you. As I've told you, I am known across the skies as the Angel of Death. I swear upon that cursed name that I will hunt you down and finish you off. I'll find you again, and your deaths I shall bring. Wow, that's really weird wording. That is not how English goes. Until then, I will let you live. However, the next time we meet, it will be the end of you. No, it won't. You continue with your nice thought, but no. All right, well that's done. Let's not be stupid. Let's save. Before I quit for the night, I am gonna go back to Daka Maria's ship, and let me turn off battles for this because I don't feel like dealing with that right now. I don't remember if they have dialogue after the first time we fight Pia. I don't think they would. They have no reason to. Piasso is directly related to them, to their story. But I think it's several fights with her before you find that out in the game. And so they wouldn't have anything to say about the matter until then. But I did pick up a lot of moonfish while I was out in Maramba, so it makes sense to come to them anyway. Strong word, right? Let's feed the guy. The same dialogue every time, which is actually kind of annoying. So I'm just skipping it, bypassing it as quickly as possible. Flame Mantle. I vaguely remember that being pretty good. I am just mashing the button right now. This is just... We'll get this time. I don't remember if that's any good or not. Dang, how many moonfish should I get? There was one in Maramba. There was, oh, 3. There were 2 in Maramba, and there was 1 in the Temple of Parents, so 3. So this should be the last one. $50 Sky Stardust. That's completely worthless. Oh, I got more than... Did I not come back here after I got the 2 moonfish back in Sailor's Isle? Oh, I skipped too fast. I forgot it was gonna happen. I don't know, he looks different for some reason. I don't know why or how, but it looks like every time he grows, his body changes in other ways too. Same dialogue? Yes, now it's back to the same dialogue. Aura of Valor. I might have another one then in that case. Yeah, I guess I never came back here after I got the 2 back in Sailor's Island at the like near beginning of the game. No, I feel like I remember bringing those 2 back. When did I get these other 2? Counter Bracer. Okay, I like the sound of that. Yeah, but they didn't have any dialogue related to Piastel, and they won't until like 2 more Piastel fights from now. Which is gonna be a long time from now. Something like 4 nations. I think after we get the final chip. So that's a ways off. I'm not gonna worry about it for now. For now, let's go ahead and in stream. I'm going to poke around and try and find somebody to raid. While I'm doing that, thank you everybody for popping in. Had a lot of people popping in and hanging out and watching and enjoying some Skies of Arcadia, which it does my heart well to know that people still love this game. It's such a good game. It's such a classic game. It's so charming. I love that there's still love out there for it. So I appreciate all y'all for hanging out and enjoying it alongside me. Schedule wise, like I was saying earlier, I will be back tomorrow, my usual stream time. Today I had to stream very, very late because of that BGSO concert, but tomorrow I'll be back at my usual time, 4 p.m. Eastern, to stream more more Xenoblade Chronicles X. And like I was saying earlier, we will be doing the final chapter of the original game. The original version of Xenoblade Chronicles X was 12 chapters. The definitive edition added a 13th chapter. So in the next week, we'll be doing the new content and checking that out. But tomorrow we will be finishing the original version of the game, which is a very hype finale. So look forward to that. My usual stream days and times, for the record, I usually stream Genshin Impact Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I do Xenoblade Chronicles X Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern and Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern. And then I do Skies of Arcadia Saturdays. So after Xenoblade tomorrow, I'll be back next week for Genshin on Tuesday, Xenoblade on Thursday. I will not be playing Skies of Arcadia the following Saturday, 1 week from today, because that is the day of WMGSO's concert. So like I was saying earlier, Washington Metropolitan Game Symphony Orchestra is having an entire concert, 150 players, 150 musicians, orchestra, and full choir. Our concert that week is going to be Chrono Trigger themed. We're starting the concert off with a Chrono Cross piece, Scars of Time. The second half of the concert is pretty much entirely going to be Chrono Trigger, including a special guest. So look forward to that. Try and tune in. Let me actually look that up while I know who we're going to raid, but let me... 6 p.m. Eastern is Downbeat. So next Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, tune into the Twitch channel, which I linked earlier, but I will do that again really quickly. Twitch.tv/WMGSO. I might not be able to shout them out again because it has not been an hour since the last one. So let me do this version of the shout out. So yeah, make sure to go ahead and follow them so that you can catch the concert. If you're in the DC area, you can actually go to WMGSO.org and buy tickets and maybe attend in person. But if you cannot attend in person, this concert will be free to watch on WMGSO's channel next Saturday around 6 p.m. Eastern. So feel free to check that out. We are going to raid a friend of mine Hopefully my not by commands will even work, because I'm not. Yeah, they do work. Because the chatbot in OBS was broken, so I didn't know if they would even work. You can feel free to copy and paste those, and let me see if I can even copy these on my phone. God, I hate doing this on my phone and not via the OBS chat. Anyway, we are going to raid Musical Daredevil, who is he's a staffer at Games Done Quick. He actually directed the Crazy Taxi run, the music part of it. If you watch that in the most recent Games Done Quick, he was the one directing the camera team, the camera crew, for the music performance, and that was a absurdly fun performance. He did a great job with that. They all did a great job with that. He is also a fellow member of the WGSO. He is another one of the Twitch team leads alongside me, also our video director. So I work with him a lot to do Twitch stuff with WGSO, to put out our concert videos, which we just started putting out our fall 2024 videos, and we will be essentially producing and directing the stream next week together. So I figured we can raid him and hang out with him. He is currently practicing what is it? Skyrim. Yeah, he's playing Skyrim. He's going to be playing that as part of a speed run event that's happening in the next couple weeks. So he's doing some practice runs of that. And yeah, we'll go hang out there. So let me type this. Oh God, I hate doing this via the Twitch app on my phone. This is so bad. I hope that iOS does not try to correct the typos here. It did not. Excellent. All right. I think that command went in. I can't actually tell. Oh, what I'm gonna have to do here, I think, is open my own stream in mod view on a browser so I can check that. Oh, it did go through. Excellent. Okay. The raid is going through. Yeah, once again, thank you everybody for popping in. Had a really good time. I'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern for Xenoblade Chronicles X. Hope to see you then. But if I do not see you then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Have a good night, y'all.